Lewis Hamilton has launched a scathing attack on Mercedes after yet another strategy blunder allowed teammate George Russell to pass him at the Miami Grand Prix. Russell recovered from 12th on the grid to finish 5th, one spot ahead of Hamilton, who was left to rue yet another tactical blunder behind the safety car. Hamilton didn't pit under a late safety car, while Russell took the gamble and rejoined the track just behind his teammate, who was effectively a sitting duck on old tires. Lewis Hamilton says he questioned Mercedes' decision to offer him the option to pit behind a late safety car in the Miami Grand Prix, as he had no clue where his rivals were on the track. Hamilton was asked by his team whether he would like to pit for fresh tires with 15 laps to go after once again being punished by a badly timed safety car. The 7-time world champion returned with a frosty response, telling his team that it was on them to make the call. Hamilton then opted to stay out on his used hard tires, with his teammate George Russell, who has benefited massively from the safety car to finish 5th, able to pass him with ease on fresher mediums. Unsurprisingly, Hamilton and Russell had a different view of how the race went when asked afterwards. Hamilton was left fuming over being put in a position that allowed Russell, 13 years his junior, to easily overtake him, just like he did in Australia. While Russell took matters into his own hands, Hamilton threw the decision back to his team after being asked if he wanted to pit. "You tell me, man, if we should pit. Don't leave it to me," Hamilton snapped back. "If you think I can, but I don't want to lose the position." "Okay, we recommend staying out," Hamilton's race engineer Peter Bonington responded. "I will lose this position to George for sure." "Oh yes, definitely." Speaking to Sky Sports after the race, Hamilton doubled down on his comments, saying it shouldn't have been left up to him to make the call. "In that scenario, I have no clue where everyone is," Hamilton said. "So when the team says it's your choice, I don't have the information to make the decision. That's what your job is, to make the decision for me. You've got all the details I don't. That's what you rely on the guys for, but they didn't give it to me, and I don't understand it." He added, "I'm excited to at some stage take a step forwards, which we haven't yet." George Russell says he was respectful of Lewis Hamilton during the pair's brief but tight battle in Sunday's Miami Grand Prix, giving his Mercedes teammate a bit more room than normal as he undertook a tricky move. Although he launched his race from P12 on the grid, Russell made good progress during his long first stint on the hard tire, catching up with Hamilton among the top 10. But a late safety car was a timely boon for Russell, who made his pit stop during the race's neutralization and found himself on fresher rubber than his teammates. That allowed Russell to mount an attack on Hamilton in the closing stages of the race. But the 7-time world champion resisted despite his 20-lap-old tires and tried to come back at his teammate. Russell had the last word, but only after passing the sister Mercedes car off the track. Russell yielded the position, but then immediately retook it, leading Hamilton to the checkered flag which the pair crossed in P5 and P6. When you're battling your teammate, you've got to show respect. A bit more room than normal, Russell said. "The move was a bit tricky and went a bit wide, but it's so dirty offline around this circuit. Obviously, it was clear I went off the track and had to do it all over again. I enjoyed it, and I think that's good respect between us. But Lewis was unlucky today. When you're on 20-lap-old hard tires, there's not a lot you can do, really." Assessing his remarkable 5th top 5 finish in 5 races, Russell admitted to having mixed feelings about the result. "It's mixed feelings, to be honest, because obviously based on where we were yesterday, today was a good result. But if you'd told me after Friday we'd finish P5 and P6 and that far behind P1, I'd have been pretty disappointed. We have a fast race car in there. We just don't have the key to unlock this performance, and we don't really understand why that is so. There's work to do." Russell admitted that 57 laps around Miami's demanding circuit in the sweltering heat was a challenging ordeal. "It was a brutal race out there. So hot, sweating, my eyes were stinging. I had sweat pouring into my eyes, so I need to find a way to get around that." Mercedes has gone from perpetual winner to rank outsider in the space of a winter, and an aerodynamic phenomenon known as porpoising is said to be blamed. But what does that actually mean, and how can the team lift itself out of such a drastic competitive slump? The team that has won a record 8 consecutive Constructors' Championships since the start of Formula One's hybrid engine era is floundering at the start of the 2022 season. But it was a good weekend for Red Bull as Max Verstappen clinched a remarkable victory at the inaugural Miami Grand Prix ahead of Charles Leclerc and Carlos Sainz. Max Verstappen produced a near-perfect showing to win Sunday's inaugural Miami Grand Prix ahead of pole-sitter Charles Leclerc. The Dutchman passed his Ferrari rival during the early stages of the contest and never looked back despite a late safety car period to clinch his third victory of the new campaign in some style. We hope you liked this video. Before leaving, don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more F1 news.